Hello there, everybody. Welcome to Choose Kind Family, and I'm still your host, Waithirandwati. I hope you guys had a blessed and more of a fruitful week. So, courtesy of Costa Production Studios, I get to bring you these videos weekly, and I want to gladly appreciate everyone who has liked, subscribed, and mostly sharing these messages, because I believe you guys share this message to people who you think perhaps they might be helped by the message. And so still, as usual, I'm here to give you the tea. I'm here to generate that oomph, that power that you have during this quarantine period to just go through the word and get to learn every new lesson weekly, because I believe that drives you more than the other forces out there. So hope you guys will work with me. Just put on a thumbs on it so that I know you're following on to the work that we do here at Choose Kind Family. To every new member who has joined in, a warm welcome. This is where we choose kind. This is where we choose you, because you matter a lot. So again, before what I have for you today, I have to ask you a question before it, and I hope you're gonna think about it very critically. Who would you put on a list of the most influential people of all times, perhaps in history? Think beyond celebrities. We are talking about the real heavyweights in history. Perhaps your list can consist of leaders, both good or bad. Think of Akina, Julius Caesar, Karl Marx, Martin Luther King, Jr., or even people who have helped advance in science and technology. For instance, Albert Einstein. Just to mention a list of a few. I don't know what your list may consist of. Well, perhaps others may think of the most powerful or the most renowned religious leaders. It's not wrong, it's still good. But I don't know whether we are sailing in the same boat when I have to say that in my list, I think Jesus Christ will be the first to be one of the most influential persons in history. Well, I don't know if we are sailing in the same boat. I don't know whether you will agree with me, but today I want to convince you of the message that Christ brought on earth. Have you ever looked at the most successful people and you think, what else do they lack on the surface of the earth? And we think, well, I don't know what is your definition of success, but we think that some people's lives are just too perfect for life. And we think that we are just useless, we've not made it. But I want you to remind of the life of Christ. Today we are starting to review the book of Matthew little by little. Just do some of the basics and read about the life of Christ, and that will make you understand why I'm saying that he's the most influential persons in history. Just look at 2,000 years ago, ever since 2,000 years ago, the kind of influence that Christ brought in. He's the greatest motivation behind most songs, poems, spoken words, the works of charity, all sermons. Well, I think it's clicking in your mind, right? That Christ has been the greatest motivation of all this. Look at the current situation we have. All groups of charity are doing it. Why? Because of love. Christ brought the greatest message on earth, and that is love. Today I'm here to bring you the message of love. And you know why? Because love breaks all laws of nature. Agree with me that love works better than law. I don't know in your case what works better, but I believe that whenever we get to correct our fellow, maybe family members, friends, siblings, whenever we get to correct them in love, things get to work out even better than giving them rules and regulations, and perhaps they're just gonna break them. But that is one of the greatest messages that Christ brought on earth, that we should love one another, and that's why I'm saying he just influenced the whole globe 2,000 years ago. And today I'm here to tell you that you're loved despite the crazy things that happen in your life. You know, when God wants to bless you, everything else will go haywire, everything else will go crazy. At times you get friends reject us, family also, and we get to say that blood is thicker than water, but we've gotten to see cases where family reject people. We've gotten to see friends who talk behind your back. But I strongly come out to tell you that, are you worried that friends are talking behind your back? If I were you, I'd walk shoulders high because I believe that's where they belong. Behind me, perhaps. Then I'm not supposed to be worried if they've talked behind my back. Well, let them belong there. But I'm here to remind you that you're loved despite. You can still do big things with the love of Christ. And I was reading from the book of Nehemiah 8:10. And at the end it says that the joy of the Lord is your strength. Why am I telling you this? You'll get to create your own happiness because true happiness comes from within. No one will make you happy. You just create your own happiness. You just know what makes you happy. Let the joy of the Lord be your strength from today. I want us to start reading the book of Matthew, just bit by bit, to just get the basics of how the life of Jesus was. And I believe that whenever you start doing that, Christ will be on your top list of the most influential people of all times. And I want you to get to understand the kind of life that Jesus went through. He never came from the best of families, we think. People thought that Christ will come from a royal family. Look at the kind of family that Christ came from. He came from a very humble family. He was born in a manger. He was born by a virgin. Like, his life is just so weird. And people will see your life the same way. Maybe you're from a humble background and yourself you think you can't make it. No. Let Christ be your influencer, that he got to move the whole globe. You can also get to move lives. You can also get to motivate people. And one day you'll stand with a testimony and say that Christ influenced me to the kind of love, the kind of behaviors I'm having right now. And we as Choose Kind family, I want us to create an influence to others whereby we'll be preaching to them about love. Why do we go preaching about hate to people? No, that's not what Christ taught us. I believe we are here to share hope, to share living kind of hope and love above all things. And I'm here to tell you that just be humble. Don't look at other people like that their life is just too perfect. You never know what they had to go through. The same way I'm telling you, you're just as useful as they are. They got nothing new anyway. They have 2 feet, you still have 2 feet. They have 2 eyes, you still have 2 eyes. So I believe that you can still do it despite. Remember what I told you last time, as long as you live, you can do anything in this world. As long as you have that oomph, as long as you have that power, you can still do it. Let Christ be your motivator today. Let him be your influence, because you'll never lack. We as Choose Kind family, we get to spread love, we get to spread hope to the globe and to the whole nation. Even at these very tempting times, I believe that people think everything is ending right now, but the end justifies the means. It's not over until it's over. I'll always be here to always remind you that Christ loves you, and today let him be your influence from today henceforth. So from now till next Sunday or next weekend, perhaps during my next video, I hope you guys are going to think about it. And from now till then, read the book of Matthew to see how Christ became an influencer to the whole globe 2000 years ago. And I hope you'll still like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So up until then, I'm your host, Redhe Randwati. Ciao.